I'm Gary Engler, your socialist grandfather. In this episode of Economic Democracy or No Democracy, an anti oligarchy manifesto, I define the broad outlines of what an economic democracy might look like. As mentioned in previous episodes, capitalism is a system of minority rule in which a few people become fabulously wealthy. They claim a large part of the social means of production is their private property. That claim is the source of their profits. So, how can we get rid of capitalism and what is the alternative? To answer this, we must go back to the issue of power and how to distribute it in a way that promotes the common good, a key element of which is a healthy environment. The best way is through more democracy, real democracy, economic democracy, which means giving everyone the right to a voice and an equal vote in their community's economic decisions. When everyone has an equal right in decision making, economies will be motivated by general well being, not private profit. Economic democracy means eliminating the divide between workers and owners by making everyone an owner. Economic democracy means multiple owning communities, local, regional, national, international, so that power does not become concentrated in the hands of a central state. It means wherever social labor occurs, democracy manages the enterprise. Imagine companies that are democratically run by workers, together with a local, regional, national, or international government, whichever is appropriate to that enterprise. Companies whose mandate it is to promote the common good rather than the narrow self interest of a few shareholders. Of course, some might say this is just pie in the sky, but the truth is, capitalism has already created objective conditions that make economic democracy possible. Most people in most countries already depend on social labor. Most people, if they can find paid employment, are salaried or wage workers. If we choose to fight for it, we can expand one person, one vote decision making into every area where people work collectively. Governments could limit private property to what is truly private and doesn't give some inordinate power over others. We could create a system of social ownership with multiple democratic owning communities. To do this, we need to accomplish three things: replace corporate ownership with social ownership, replace capitalist entitlement with equal human entitlement, and replace master servant relations with workplace democracy. In other words, the greed is good era of billionaires could be nothing more than a flash in the pan of history. A few hundred years of madness during which human beings caused extreme damage to our environment and ourselves, all in the name of growth and greed. Extreme individualism, the notion that progress requires inequality, trickle down theory, and other such ideological justifications for greed might be, in fact, indications of a decaying system about to implode. Of course, threatening the power and wealth of a ruling minority in order to create a better world has never been easy. Our best hope of success is to create a grand coalition of minority rules victims. Discussing who exactly those victims are will help flesh out what economic democracy is. To preview, more democracy is what the left was once about and should always have been at the core of our program. A return to the fight for expanding democracy is the subject of the next episode.